So what does building code have to say about a window next to a tub like this? Well, by the end of this video, you'll know. So let's get started. So if you're a contractor that does remodeling, replaces windows, or if you're a home builder, this video is for you. Windows and doors can be a complex subject when it comes to building code, as there are a lot of do's and don'ts and a lot of numbers you have to remember or be familiar with. But the way I look at it is isolate each section, each different part. So in this video, we're only going to focus on a bathroom window next to a tub. That way, this information will be digestible and, I believe, easier to remember. So this is the latest iteration of the International Residential Building Code at the time of this recording. This is Chapter 3, Section 24, and it talks about glazing. If we scroll down to Section 324.4, it talks about hazardous locations for the purpose of glazing. And if we scroll down just a little bit more, we arrive to 324.4.5, in which building code begins to tell us what it considers hazardous locations. It talks about glazing in walls, enclosures, or fences containing or adjacent to hot tubs, spas, whirlpools, saunas, steam rooms, bathtubs, showers, and indoor or outdoor swimming pools. So this covers what we are talking about. So here's the important part. Where the bottom exposed edge of the glazing is less than 60 inches measured vertically above any standing or walking surface shall be considered to be a hazardous location. This shall apply to single glazing and each pane in multi-glazing. So the bottom part of this tub would be considered a standing surface. Now, if we measure vertically up to this glass and it's within 60 inches, that is, the glazing part of the window is within 60 inches of the standing surface, then this window would be considered a hazardous location. So in this example, the glazing is within the 60 inches. So this window is considered a hazardous location in regards to glazing. Now, there is an exception to this rule, and that is glazing that is more than 60 inches measured horizontally from the water's edge of a bathtub, hot tub, spa, whirlpool, or swimming pool, or from the edge of a shower, sauna, or steam room. So if this window, even though it was lower vertically than 60 inches, was more than 60 inches horizontally away from the tub or the shower, then it would not be considered a hazardous location. So with this knowledge, you can lay out your windows in such a manner that they fall outside of what would be considered a hazardous location. Okay, so we know that this window is in a hazardous location, but what does that mean as far as the window goes? How would a window in a hazardous location be any different from a window in a non-hazardous location? Code requires that glazing in hazardous locations use safety glass. Now, there's different types of glass that is considered safety glass, and that is beyond the scope of this video. But as a contractor or a builder, you can identify windows that have safety glass installed in them. In the very beginning of this section, it talks about identification, and it says, except as indicated in section 324.1.1, which we'll read in a minute, each pane of glazing installed in hazardous locations, as defined in section 324.4, which we just read, shall be provided with a manufacturer's designation specifying who applied the designation, the type of glass, and the safety glazing standard with which it complies, and it is visible in the final installation. In my experience, it's not always very visible in the final installation. I've had difficulty locating these labels. On this window, I couldn't find it. Now, maybe it was there just very lightly, or maybe it's being covered up by some of the trim. I don't know. Building code wants these labels to be permanent. It says the designation shall be acid etched, sandblasted, ceramic fired, laser etched, embossed, or be of a type that once applied cannot be removed without being destroyed. A label shall be permitted in lieu of the manufacturer's designation. And true to building code nature, there's an exception for this. For other than tempered glass, manufacturer's designations are not required provided that the building official approves the use of a certificate, affidavit, or other evidence confirming compliance with this code. The other exception is tempered spandrel glass is permitted to be identified by the manufacturer with a removable paper designation. So here is 324.1.1, the one that I told you we would read. This one's important because it gives you as a home builder or a contractor or even as a homeowner a label to look for to identify if it is indeed safety glass. So it says multi-pane assemblies having individual panes not exceeding 1 square foot in exposed area shall not have less than one pane in the assembly identified in accordance with section 324.1. We just read that section. Other panes in the assembly shall be labeled, here's the label, CPSC 16 CFR 1201. That's one label, or ANSI Z97.1. That's the other label. From experience, these labels are typically in the corner of the glass. As an inspector, I've trained my eyes to spot them, and it's almost a bit of a game. I'm always searching for them where I know they should be. I don't always find them. When I do find them, I feel like I accomplished something. On older houses, you can search the whole house and most likely you're not going to find one. On a newer house, if you don't find one, it's like, what? Ultimately, this is all about safety. If someone was to slip and fall and hit that glass, if it was a normal pane of glass, it would break into large shards. Those shards can be very dangerous. Safety glass, on the other hand, breaks into small, little, tiny, tiny pieces that is much less harmful than the big shards. You know, building code is really just a distillation of wisdom that has been learned through the years, sometimes painfully learned, and it is put into a set of documents called building code. It's really just a minimum level of safety and functionality that buildings should be built to. If you found this video helpful, it'd be much appreciated if you hit that thumbs up button. We put out videos like this on a regular basis. They include simple repairs that many homeowners can do, as well as house knowledge such as this. I'm so glad you caught this video. I hope you catch my next one. Have a great day, and bye for now.